Hey folks, welcome back to another Poem Mass video. I know it's not like exactly the end of the month, but it's like we're done with this update. I mean, we got all the units out, all the events pretty much happened, right? And we got a lot of units. We basically got a whole update's worth of units. So I thought we'd just go through these, right, just to see how they are before we get, you know, the second part of the Hoenn arc or whatever's coming in the next half of this month, right? So yeah, as usual, I guess for folks who are new, I'm gonna throw up the disclaimer, and it'd be cool if you read through them, so you know, you don't get misled or whatever, right? Get any wrong ideas about whatever and all, and boom. All right, let's get into this then. So yeah, like I mentioned before, we got a lot of new units this month. We basically got it in, well, this first week of this month, right? We got a month's worth of units, in fact, right? And that's a lot of stuff. So let's talk about it. And a lot of implications, you know, since ground zone and psychic types got a lot better, right? Because of Latios and stuff, right? So a lot of things happen despite being, you know, a mini update or whatever, right? So let's go through some of these. Let's first talk about, I guess, the new units, right? So in terms of the new units, start with damage dealers. Nothing really changed with Xenia. She got an EX, which is cool, but it doesn't really fundamentally change too much about her. The more interesting thing would be her, you know, eventual power boost that's coming in soon. That's probably going to give us Mega Rayquaza, right? We'll see what happens with that, if she's going to get like a very, very powerful, you know, flying option with like Dragon Ascend or whatever, right? That's all yet to see, right? All yet to see. Boosted stats, etc., this and that. So yeah. As for Looker's weird, right? Yeah, like his lack of off-type capabilities, it's really hard to say, well, okay, only count his on-type capabilities, right? Which, I mean, even if you do, but, you know, only count his on-type capabilities. Well, that's slightly unfair to, like, all the other units in the game. Right, but I'd say considering both, I'd probably put him somewhere around here, right? He's definitely not the best in here. I do think stuff like Berg, Ethan, probably better, maybe even Morty. Damn. Yeah, I don't know. He like, now to think about it, maybe even lower. I don't know. He just has a very good like on type striker nuke that is pretty decent. It's not even like crazy good, but it's like it's decent, right? Yeah, I think here's fine. Is there anyone in the next year that I think is better? Not. Maybe Seabold, Caitlyn. I don't know. I think it's close. I think it's close. But yeah, Looker's all right. He's not terrible, but he's not great either, as you can clearly see, right? All right, moving on. Hybrids. Hybrids are a bit more fun. Let's first talk a bit about Courtney. Courtney, ground zone. She got, you know, AoE defense debuffs, right? She's a pretty solid physical tank. She's a very, very powerful ground nuker. Debuff speed as well, all that stuff. I would say Courtney probably here, right? I don't think she's among the best zone setters, right? But I think she's about as good as like Ingo, for example, right? Again, these aren't ordered from left to right, but just putting them closer together to make the point. Yeah, I think she's relatively similar to like Ingo-ish, except Ingo's faster, right? Ingo is definitely faster, but Courtney is a much, much better zone support for her own type, right? Because, like, you know, Ingo being the bug zone support, where, like, 90% of bug, you know, bug units are, like, special, and he's a physical, you know, debuffer, right? But on the other hand, Courtney being a ground zone support where most ground, if not almost all ground units are physical, and then she debuffs physical defense. That's much, much better. But again, flip side, Ingo is much faster, so I wouldn't put them too far apart. I guess Courtney's a bit more reliable DPS wise, but I think Ingo has a higher peak, right? Yeah. Anyways, regardless, point being, I think they're pretty similar, these two, right? Both powerful tech nukes, both zone setters, both physical debuffers, right? One's faster, one works better with the units and the, you know, zone that she's buffing. All right, whatever. Let's next, Mazakin. It's a terrible name. All right, SS May. She's definitely the first tier. I don't think this one's, you know, incredibly controversial. I mean, she's basically very, very similar to Dojo Gloria, except I guess with more support capabilities, right? With the team crit buffs and all that stuff, right? Better, well, I don't even want to say better gauge, because Dojo Gloria's gauge is pretty freaking good too, right? With the chance to get gauges back with every single hit of the surging strikes. So yeah, you guys saw how good Dojo Gloria is. May is, again, like I mentioned before, very, very similar in those cases, right? The guaranteed defense debuffs, the incredibly high damage, right? Among all that other stuff, she's good, man. I don't know what else to say. She's really freaking good. incredibly powerful. So that's that. In terms of utility, we got SS Brendan this month, and SS Brendan is easily in the top tier as well. There are even some scenarios where SS Brendan is actually better than SS Chris. Most scenarios, I would say SS Chris is better, but in certain scenarios, right, Brandon could be actually better than SS Chris, which is kind of crazy considering, you know, SS Chris is kind of like the pinnacle of supports right now, or at least close to there, right? Or well, not close. There's definitely there, but like, you know, it's debatable who you think is exactly there, right? The best support in the game, but she's definitely in the conversation for that, right? But yeah, Brendan is incredibly powerful, right? Obviously, things he buffs, but the debuffs are where it's really at, right? And especially in teams that have multiple, you know, multipliers that are based on those special defense debuffs, right? On top of the innate damage boost that you get from, you know, special defense debuffs. Plus, a lot of people forget this somehow. I don't see a lot of people mentioning this, but this guy has special move up next too. He gives you 2 special move up next, which is pretty freaking good in of itself, right? I guess he is a bit slow, but he also gets guaranteed free move next every time you get hit by an attack move after you mega, which helps. I'm not going to say completely fixes all move gauge issues for every one of his teams, but it's because it doesn't. But definitely freaking helps, right? Definitely helps. All right. So those are the new units. Again, all of them, well, except for Looker, I guess. All of them really nice. Is there any stuff I do want to change? I don't want to change too much, but there definitely are a lot of, you know, implications because of ground zone, all that stuff. First, we are going to move Groudon. And if you're running, what the heck? There's no more other tiers on top. That's right. That's why we're moving him down. Wrong. Down to the damage dealer tier from hybrid. Same tiers, top tier in both categories, right? I mean, whichever one you want to categorize him in. If you want to categorize him in hybrid, he's top tier in hybrid. If you, well, not top tier in terms of like the tier name, but like the highest tier. The highest tier in hybrid. If you want to categorize him in damage dealer, he's in the highest tier for damage dealer, right? I do want to categorize him in damage dealer because you know, now that we do have Courtney in the game, his more prominent role is dealing a truckload of damage. This guy, oh my god, this guy's damage is actually nuts. Anyways, big damage dealer. Again, didn't move him in terms of like power levels of tiers. I just different categorization. All right, it's not a huge deal. I don't even know why I'm spending this much time on this. Moving on. Let's see. What else do we have? Should we move Cynthia. Let's move Cynthia. Which, by the way, Cynthia showcase video soon, later today. Yeah, Cynthia's very, very, very powerful now as well in terms of like raw damage, right? In terms of raw damage, she could finally hit over 1 million, which is fantastic. Does that make her like, you know, among these guys? Not really, I'd say. But regardless, I do think she is definitely very, very powerful, at least at the moment. And much, much, much better than where she is. I mean, you know, for example, if you want to compare her to someone in this tier like Essie Hilda, right? I think she's better than Essie Hilda. A bit more requirements to make her better than Essie Hilda, but I'd say she's better than Essie Hilda, right? At least, both being, you know, AoE damage heals and whatnot. But again, she still has her downsides, right? But regardless, she's like decent now, man. All right. Anyways, let's see what else do we have here? SS Needle King, man. I don't. Look, I think it's very, very hard to not move him up one when he's, you know, among like, you know, the strongest single target move damage healers in the game for like 2 different types, right? Ground type and steel type. People forget that this guy's this guy's the strongest steel type damage dealer in the game. People, you know, again, mega kick, very, very powerful, very, very cool. Ground type damage, good, strong, right? But again, people do sort of gloss over the fact that he is also incredible in terms of you know, 1 turn wise. If we count 2 turns, and obviously we have, you know, Kimono Grimsley with the metal burst, but 1 turn moves wise, right? He has the strongest, you know, spam ball, Iron Tail, steel type damage in the game as well, which is slightly crazy. Although him being moved up, you could maybe debate some of these other guys as well, right? For like, you know, for example, like an SC Sonya probably as well. She is so powerful, man. Especially since the fact that SC Sonya also does have like a better team, right? But you know, Giovanni does have some other better things like type coverage or max moves, guarantee crit, all that stuff, which is all very, very nice. But SC Sonya's team is very disgusting. I mean, to be fair, any unit with SS Lyra on their team is disgusting, but SC Sonya especially, right? Because of how powerful SC Sonya is. Wow! I would... I mean, I told you guys SC Sonya is going to go crazy in the future, right? When she first came out, and she was just okay when she first came out, but I told you guys she's going to be crazy in the future. I never thought I'd see the day where I'd put her up here, this crazy. But anyways, moving on to some changes in hybrid. Obviously, Psychic types got a lot better this patch as well, right, with SS Brendan, which is slightly funny because everyone's like, oh, we finally got a Dragon type support, another Dragon type support. When he's like not a Dragon type support, he's like straight up, he's a Psychic type support. Like, what are you guys doing, right? But yeah, very, very, very nice. Like, for example, Anime, you could easily say is, you know, up there now, right? Also, funnily enough, he makes, like, Bianca very, very good. I'm not sure if I would put Bianca all the way up there yet, like, a lot of my team suggested, which, I'm sorry, but up 1 at least, I could definitely see that. She's very, very, very powerful. Right, especially with SS Brendan, like for like DPS Bianca, right? If like brain teaser, maxed out brain teaser with like stored power, that's crazy, man. That is crazy. Anyways, let's see. Also, another one I do want to move back in damage dealer over here is Mewtwo as well, because Mewtwo also does have the brain teaser and Smarty Pants combo, right? So if you're running Mewtwo with like Anime and Brendan, which does guarantee, right? Does guarantee Mewtwo to at least max out is a special attack, but on top of that, with the extra special defenses that you get from Brendan is really, really nice. I feel really, really nice. So there is that. Let's see. Let's go back. Anyone else in I really want to move? Not really, I don't think. But yeah, anyways, let's see. Yeah, that's basically it, I guess. There's not too much else to really talk about over here. But yeah, these guys are good. A lot of nice buffs for a lot of units, right? And wow, yeah, good month of units, man. Good month of units. Helps the entire entire environment for units in general, so that's nice. Anyways, yeah, that's me this one, I guess. Hope y'all enjoyed. Guys, think in the comments down below, like, enjoy the videos, or our channel, some more Pokemon Master, all that stuff again. Make sure to check out the Cynthia video, right, later days, Ground Zone Cynthia. So have fun, and I'll see you guys next one then.